Men are brittle, I reckon. They don't bend into new shapes. They get broken into them, crushed into them. Excerpt from Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. A hard question. Then the reveal most people dodge. Do you actually want to become stronger? Or do you just enjoy the rituals that look like strength? The warm-up, the aesthetics, the language, the performance of becoming without the cost of being. Endurance is not additive. You don't stack it like trophies. You don't average it out. Endurance is constrained. Every system fails at its weakest tolerable load, not its strongest component. Steel doesn't snap at the hardest edge. It tears at the hairline fracture you ignored because it was inconvenient to address. You can have discipline, intelligence, ambition, ritual, myth, and vision. You can be impressive in daylight. None of it matters if one domain collapses early and pulls the rest down with it. A man who can suffer physically but cannot tolerate social friction will fold the moment he's misunderstood. A man who can endure loneliness but avoids bodily pain will negotiate endlessly with effort. A man who tolerates pain and pressure but cannot endure meaninglessness will rot quietly, convincing himself he's being realistic. Endurance is governed by the lowest tolerance threshold across domains. That isn't philosophy, that's engineering. Here is the tightened formulation, stripped of comfort. Your capacity to endure is not defined by what you can withstand, but by the form of discomfort you are unwilling to suffer. Or, darker still, since you asked for it, you do not break where you are weakest. You break where you refuse to bleed. Mental, physical, spiritual. Each is a separate fuse. Blow one, and the system goes dark. Physical intolerance breeds avoidance, comfort seeking, soft schedules, bargaining with effort. Mental intolerance breeds rumination, justification, narrative collapse, identity negotiations in the middle of pressure. Spiritual intolerance, meaning the inability to endure ambiguity, insignificance, silence, or solitude, breeds nihilism, distraction, dependency. Validation becomes anesthesia. Romance becomes morphine. Most men train one domain and call it character. That's cosplay. Here's the trap they never see coming. Endurance does not scale evenly. If one domain has a low-pain ceiling, it becomes the emergency exit every time pressure rises. The mind will always route failure through the cheapest channel available. You don't quit because the task is impossible. You quit because one form of discomfort became intolerable before the others. Endurance is not a virtue. It is a system constraint. Raise the lowest ceiling, or it will define the outer boundary of your life for you, and in the only language that actually sticks. The storm never tests your strongest armor. It finds the seam you refused to harden. That seam is where men disappear.